Am I the asshole for throwing a cup of cold water on my naked husband? My husband has been tested for ADHD, but he doesn't have it. He has the kinds of problems that are associated with ADHD, however. He says writing lists, making a schedule, setting alarms, etc. is physically painful for him, and he'd rather just deal with occasional emergencies rather than be proactive. The specific problem? He often forgets to push the shower diverter valve down. You know, the little rod on the tub faucet that you push down to make water fill up the tub and you pull up to make the water come out of the shower? For nearly 20 fucking years, I have been asking him to push that down. Since I was literally a teenager, I've been asking him to push that fucking thing down. At least twice a month, I have a very unpleasant wake-up/cold shower because I turn the water on and I get a cold spray from the shower. And every fucking time, he's apologetic, and then a week or two later, it happens again. He will do better for a while, and then he slips up again. He is always telling me that he's working on it. And hasn't he been better about it lately? But somehow he's always working on it, always improving, but it never fucking stops. Today, I just fucking had it. I stepped into the shower, turned it on, and had a very cold and rude awakening. I couldn't fucking take it anymore. I grabbed the cup by the sink and I filled it with about 3 inches with cold water and walked out to where he was standing naked. He had just taken off his pajamas and was going to take a shower after mine. Without warning, while he was looking down, I held the plastic cup firmly in my hand and grasping it tightly, I jerked that motherfucker in a 45-degree angle to get the cold water all over his torso and face. I told him that his apologies were worth the paper they were written on, and I was tired of listening to him congratulate himself for getting better when I had been asking for 20 fucking years to stop doing this shit. I told him I don't accept his apologies, and the fact that it's an accident does not excuse it. I told him that from now on, every time I'm taking a cold shower, so is he, that I refuse to be a second-class citizen in my own home any longer, and if he refuses to make changes to treat me better, I will instead make changes to treat him worse, because I will not tolerate this any longer. I'm going to continue to surprise throw a cold cup of water on him every time I get a surprise cold shower. I'm tired of fucking asking and begging for basic fucking respect and not getting it, with the implication that I have to fucking put up with this forever. So Reddit, I know I'm probably an asshole, but am I a justified asshole?
Not even close. I'm so fucking confused.
She hates this man.
What?
She hates this man.
20 fucking years! I've put up with this bitch over here. What in the actual fuck? Okay, I know what she's talking about, but let's go back. My husband has been tested for ADHD, but he doesn't have it. He says writing lists, making a schedule, setting alarms, whatever is physically painful, and he'd rather just deal with occasional emergencies. What the fuck does that have to do with the shower diverter valve?
So irrelevant.
Are you and I
wanted to put a reminder in his phone?
I don't understand. This is not on the schedule. It's not writing a list. It's not setting an alarm. So how any of those things have anything to do with the shower diverter valve?
Completely agree.
I got an answer to your problem. Check the fucking valve before you turn on the shower.
I'm so tired of this. This happens all the time. Okay, if it happens all the time, you would remember to check.
Do something.
You want him to remember to put it down or whatever? Why don't you remember to check?
Yeah. You know what you could also do? Start the shower before you get in there.
Exactly. That's what I always do.
Well, we do that because our diverter valve doesn't go down.
It does.
No, well, we don't put it down.
We don't put it down, but it goes down.
We don't do that because in our shower, it's like, since the day we moved in 4 years ago, the valve doesn't fully open and doesn't fully close. So I've just kind of pulled it up as hard as I can, and it will never go down because it's like corroded up in there. And always, whenever we shower, we don't get full pressure because 10% is always draining out the bottom.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
It.
But would we touch it even if we didn't have a corroded off issue?
I honestly don't know. What do we do at Kat's house?
Why wouldn't we put it down? I mean, why would we touch it?
Right?
We don't take baths.
You don't just shower all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like she's got such a fucking hard on for this thing.
Yeah.
Because I think she's got OCD. Like,
yeah,
she needs to step into the shower tub before she can turn the shower on. She needs to be in the fucking zone. Like, literally, if it's such a problem for you, maybe you would look.
Exactly.
Maybe you would check.
Exactly.
If it was such a huge deal for you.
If it was as bad as you're saying it is, that he does this all the time,
you would check.
then you would remember to check.
You're the fucking problem.
Yeah. Literally. Oh my God.
This is wild. She's just hyped up on this. He's not touching the valve.
She hates him.
You could also turn the shower head to the side so it doesn't
Right?
spray you, but it's still kind of get you. Start the shower while you're out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who wants cold? You're still getting cold water touching your feet. You're still like getting the cold breeze. You're still getting splattered. You would hate that. Splattered with cold water. So why wouldn't you start it before you get in the shower?
Right? Oh, you're saying like even if it was...
Even if it was down,
It
it's
was
going to
on?
hit, then it's going to go around the water.
Yeah.
Even if it was the bottom valve. It doesn't go just
start warm.
doesn't go 100% down.
Yeah.
You're like talking about avoiding the cold. Your feet's going to get cold.
Yeah.
Why aren't you starting it? Yo, she's the problem.
Agreed.
I've been dealing with this for 20 years. He's been putting up with your ass for 20
Literally.
years.
You sound psychotic.
This sounds
Get a grip.
psycho.
Top comment. You're the asshole. For nearly 20 years, you could have learned to take 2 seconds to look at it yourself. This is a you problem, not him.
Like, literally. The next one, I'm honestly scratching my head at getting into the shower before the water goes on. Like, even if it's coming out of the tub faucet hot, the initial shower water will be cold.
Yes.
Plus, you want to stand there naked and cold waiting for the water to heat?
Exactly. No, it's so true.
Yeah.
You get in the shower right away. Or no,
No, I always turn the valve on.
you sure?
Yeah, I never get in and then turn it on. I hate the cold water.
Yeah, you're right.
So my solution is I put my hand in, I turn the valve,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then I
you're
get in.
right. No, you turn it on like 10 minutes before you even get in.
Oh, I get the whole bath heated up.
You do.
I'm not gonna be able to do that anymore. Oh my God. I don't want to think about that part.
If I was wondering, it's because we're moving into an RV.
Oh yeah, if you're new around here. If you're new to ThreadTalk Podcast, first off, welcome. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're having an excellent time. I hope we're entertaining you. But yeah, we're in the crunch time. We have 2 weeks. The time that you listen to this, I think, is actually
We'll be in the RV.
We'll be in the we're currently living in an RV. I mean, for you, currently for us, we're thinking about living in an RV.
We're not thinking about it. We're doing it.
Right, but we're not there yet. Like we're in we have 2 weeks. We're in the transition period.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on the RV tomorrow.
Woohoo! All right, so overall vote was asshole poo mode.
Yeah, this would be a
Beep,
freaking
beep.
pool mode.
All right, there are a couple edits from her. Question: why don't I just check myself? / why do I expect him to leave it the way I want it left?
Yeah, why are you such an asshole?
Answer: I don't expect him to leave it the way I want. What I expect is for him to leave things the way he found them. When he walks into the bathroom, it's pushed down.
How do you know that?
That's how I leave it, so he doesn't get blasted with cold water. Okay, if that's your logic, sorry, I'm not even done reading. If that's your logic, why don't you leave it the way you found it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what? That's terrible logic. Oh my gosh, she hates him.
So are you saying that you pull it up after every time you use it?
Where was I? But he doesn't leave things the way he found them. Instead, he often leaves the last 10 or 20% of a task for me to clean up for him.
Whoa, this is a huge thing to clean up. Wow.
Literally. Question: why don't I leave it the way I found it? Why don't you leave it up if he leaves it up? Okay, yes, this is what I asked. Answer: if I left things the way I found them, I would live in a sty. I would also spend a great deal of energy making things messier, as I would literally be cleaning up to make space for myself and then undoing that work to put things back as a mess.
I think she's like blanket
Oh my
statement
God.
that over like her whole life.
Yes.
She's like, I can't do it on this one thing over here because I mean I ever do it everywhere and I have refused to do that.
Question: explain your shower to me. Why are you getting in before the water is warm? Answer: just gonna quote user siskikid. Quote: folks, you're misunderstanding her situation. She leans in to turn on the water, expecting it to come out of the spigot. Instead, shower mode is still in place and the water sprays out of the shower and onto her head. It is completely rude of the husband to not switch the water flow back to the spigot when he's finished showering. This is just basic etiquette.
No, you're fucking dumb, man.
Wrong.
Just fucking look at it. Come on. Plus, whose head is going all the way in there? Is the shower pointing directly down? Because I like to have mine on a nice angle. I've never once got my head hit. Also, you can leave your head outside the shower and just put your arm in there.
Right? This is such a non-issue.
This is such a non-issue. Like, you should divorce your ass.
No, actually, he should divorce your ass because
You know
you
how,
are crazy.
bro, you know how she should get woken up tomorrow morning? Next time I'm him, 20 years down the line, because this is clearly our future. Every RedditStory is going to be.
What?
Oh, yeah. So 20 years from now, you throw cold water on me when I'm naked. The next morning, you know what you have to look forward to? A bucket of cold water with ice.
Can't wait.
I'm going to find the mopping bucket that we have, or the biggest pot that we have. I'm going to get all the ice cubes out of the freezer, and then I'm going to fill it with cold water. I'm going to put the ice cubes in and let it sit for 5 minutes while I sip on my coffee. And then you're still snoozing on a Sunday morning. Bam! All over you in the bed. Everywhere.
I feel like you're kind of waiting for this to happen. You're excited.
Hit me with some cold
Seem
water.
eager. Do you hate me?
No, I just got a lot of water thrown on me as a kid growing up. Patreon reference. If you know, you know. If you don't know, come join Patreon. Yay! All right. Back to me.